Okay, so we are going to see using tag questions. This is an example of a tag questions. Look at the picture. She's a beautiful lady. She's very beautiful, and the tag question is, isn't she? She is very beautiful, isn't she? So it is the same when we say she is very beautiful, right? So that is an example of tag questions. And we are going to see another. The baby doesn't want to eat her food, does she? The baby doesn't want to eat her food, does she? Does she is the tag question. Or we can say the baby doesn't want to eat her food, right? That is the same sentence. She's done something really interesting to her hair, hasn't she? She's done something really interesting to her hair, hasn't she? Hasn't she is the tag question. Or we can say she's done something really interesting to her hair, right? So we can see that a tag question is a question added at the end of a sentence, and speaker use it to make sure their information is correct. The speaker know that the lady is beautiful, so she's very beautiful, but to make sure that that is right, so the speaker say, isn't she? Or without that question, we say, she is very beautiful, right? So what is a tag question again? Tag questions is a sentence with a question phrase connected at the end. Example again, it's windy today. So that is the sentence. And to make sure that is correct, isn't it? So that is the tag, isn't it? Normally, if we just use questions or a sentence that we want to ask about today's weather, we can say, is it windy today? So that is a yes-no question. So it means the speaker is not really sure or doesn't have the information. So want to know it's windy today or not. Is it windy today? But in that questions, the speaker say it's windy today, isn't it? It's windy today, right? Now, we can see that the tag questions have two purposes. To clarify information. In this case, the speaker expects an answer. For example again, we have a test tomorrow. I know that tomorrow we are going to have a test, but I don't know whether the teacher is going to cancel or not. So we can say, we have a test tomorrow, don't we? We have a test tomorrow, right? And then the answer would be yes or no. In regular simple sentence, we can say, are we going to have a test tomorrow? So that is a regular interrogative sentence, questions. Mr. Smith is coming to the meeting, isn't he? Mr. Smith is coming to the meeting, right? So the tag question is, isn't he? Maybe Mr. Smith is coming, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I want to make sure. So I say, Mr. Smith is coming to the meeting. Isn't he? So the isn't he is the tag questions. I'm permitted to park here. Aren't I? I'm permitted to park here. Aren't I is the tag question. And special for I am, the tag question is not am not I, but becomes aren't I. I am permitted to park here, am not I is wrong tag question. Has to be aren't I. So that is a specific or special tag question for I am. And then we can also use this tag question to agree with someone. In this case, the speaker does not expect an answer. You're falling asleep, aren't you? So I can see clearly that you are falling asleep. So just to say agree. So you're falling asleep, aren't you? And then we'll answer, yes, I am. Aren't you is the tag question. The party was a lot of fun, wasn't it? So wasn't it is the tag question. Just to agree that the party was a lot of fun. Everybody enjoys the party. And I can see clearly that everyone enjoys the party. So just to agree, the party was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Wasn't it is the tag question. I didn't win the lottery. Did I? I didn't win the lottery. Did I? Did I is the tag questions. Now, as you have seen the examples of tag questions, now let's see deeply how to form a tag questions. Look at example. Sergio likes to eat at buffets. Sergio likes to eat at buffets. Without tag question, we can say directly, Sergio likes to eat at buffets, right? But we are going to use tag question, how to form it. Look, first look at the verb, okay? Look at the verb. What is the verb? The verb is in simple present tense. How do I know it is simple present tense? Because the subject is Sergio, and then the subject Sergio for the verb adds S. So like becomes like. So Sergio likes. So that is the verb. So again, is it the verb to be or an auxiliary verb or the main verb? We have seen that the verb there is a main verb, and we have identified the tenses. And then the tenses is in the present or in the past or any other. It is in the present because like becomes likes and the subject is Sergio. And then look at the form. The sentence is in positive or affirmative. Okay, positive, affirmative, the same. So is it affirmative or negative? Oh, the sentence is in positive or affirmative. So the tag questions, you have to write in the opposite. Because the sentence is in positive, so the tag question is in negative. Because it is a present, and then the auxiliary is do or does. Because the subject is Sergio, we use does. And because it is has to be in negative, so it becomes doesn't. And then Sergio likes to eat at buffets. Doesn't. And then look at the subject is Sergio. Sergio must be changed to a pronoun he. Subject pronoun he. Doesn't he. Not Sergio likes to eat at buffets. Doesn't Sergio? No, but becomes he. So, remember, identify the verb in the sentence. Identify the type of verb. Is it main verb? Is it auxiliary? Is it to be? And then identify the tense. Why? Because we are going to decide the auxiliary to be used for the tag. If it is present, and then the tag must be present. If it is in the past, and then the auxiliary must be in the past. And then affirmative or negative. Add pronoun. Okay, what is the pronoun? Whether it's the first or the third person, and then singular or plural. Okay, he, she, it, or they, we, you, or I. Okay, now look at this again. Affirmative sentence plus negative tag. Mary is here. The subject is Mary, and then the verb is verb to be, is in the present. And Mary is here is affirmative or positive, so the tag become negative. Isn't she? Mary is here, isn't she? They have left. Have, and then there is left. So we identify that this is present perfect tense. Because this is present perfect tense, and then have becomes haven't. They have left. Haven't they? They have left. Haven't they?